Hello to everyone aboard in Orford School. From me, Reverend Giles, Benedict there, and of course my dog Reggie, who's sitting in my chair again. In my last story, I told you about the Friday when Jesus was crucified on the cross. It was a very sad story. Today's story moves forward 3 days to Easter Day, and it's a very happy and joyous story. And you'll notice that because of that, Benedict is today wearing a white stole rather than the red stole he had on the Friday. The story is from the Lion Storyteller Bible, and it's called A Happy Day. And as you listen to the story, imagine how you would have felt if you were there and you saw that Jesus was alive again. A happy day. It was very early. Even the birds were still in bed, and the sun had yet to open its bright eye on the world. The sky was grey and grainy. The air was cold. And 3 women walked slowly towards the graveyard. Jesus was buried there, and the women were coming to visit his grave. They talked in sad whispers. They cried. They held each other's hands. Jesus had been dead for 3 days, and they missed him so very much. Just as they reached the graveyard, however, some surprising things happened. The ground began to shake. The air began to tremble. And quick as lightning, an angel flashed down from heaven, and it rolled the big stone away from Jesus' tomb. Everything went quiet. The ground stopped moving, but the women shook with fear. "Do not be afraid," the angel said. "Come and see, the tomb is empty. Jesus is alive." And arm in arm, the women crept past the angel into the tomb. The sheets were still there, the sheets they had wrapped around his dead body. But Jesus was gone. "Where is he?" asked the women. "What have you done with him?" "I told you," smiled the angel. "He's not dead anymore. He's come back to life, and he wants you to tell all his friends." The women looked at one another. They didn't know whether to laugh or cry. They could hardly believe it. That is, until they hurried out of the tomb and they ran straight into Jesus. "Oh, Jesus," they cried, "it's true, you are alive." And they fell at his feet amazed. "There's no need to be afraid anymore," Jesus said. "God has made everything all right. But I have a special job for you to do. I want you to go to tell the rest of my friends that I am alive. Tell them I will meet them on the seashore by Lake Galilee, where all our adventures together started." The women waved goodbye to Jesus, and they hurried off to Jerusalem. The birds were singing in the air now. The sun's bright eye was wide open. And they had the most amazing, joyful story to tell everyone. That's the end of our special story, A Happy Day. In that story, we learn that 3 days after dying on the cross and being placed in a cold stone tomb, Jesus came back to life. We call it the resurrection, and it's truly amazing. So amazing that sometimes it's difficult for us to understand it or believe it. But we need to remember that nothing is impossible for God. And this wonderful event of the resurrection means that in the future, no one ever needed to be scared about dying anymore. Because all those who trust and believe in Jesus also have that wonderful promise of resurrection life, just as Jesus had. So that death in this world is not the end of the story. So what good news that is for everyone, that we all have that promise of resurrection life. I'm now going to say a prayer, and if you want to make it your own prayer, just say Amen at the end. So we put our hands together and close our eyes. Dear God, thank you for defeating the power of death once and for all in the resurrection of Jesus Christ on Easter Day. Thank you for your wonderful promise that we and all those who trust in you also have that wonderful promise of resurrection life. Amen. I hope you enjoyed the Happy Day story of Easter Day, and I'd like to wish you and your family and friends a very, very happy and joyous Easter Day, and I look forward to seeing you all in your schools after the Easter holidays. But keep safe and well. God bless.